As we look forward to tonight's debate, we can't forget what happened at the last one, where Donald Trump told a far-right extremist group, the Proud Boys, to, quote, stand back and stand by. Since then, we've learned of a domestic terror plot by a militia group to kidnap the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. And other militias say they are ready to act if the election doesn't go the way they think it should. Take a look at Alex Wagner on Showtime's The Circus, speaking with the founder and members of the Georgia Security Force 3% militia.
The unrest begins on November 4th when the left, they lose their collective minds and they're going to go out and they're just going to go on a scorched earth campaign.
Let me offer a converse scenario. Joe Biden wins on election night. What happens then?
The only way, in my opinion, that Joe Biden can win is through fraud.
So just to be clear, if Trump wins, then the election is not fraudulent. If Biden wins, then it is fraudulent.
Absolutely.
Does that mean you guys are going to take to the streets and say, hell no, this is not a legitimate outcome?
Yeah, well, I woke up a free man this morning, and on November 4th, I'll wake up a free man, and if I feel I need to go overturn a fraudulent election, then nobody on earth is going to hold me back.
Let's bring in the co-host of Showtime's The Circus and contributing writer for The Atlantic, Alex Wagner. Elizabeth Newman and Pete Strzok are still here. Alex, this was a stunning. You're stunning. I mean, your interviews are all stunning, but this was just stunning on every level. Just talk about some of what we didn't see there and anything that happened off camera. They really opened up to you.
They did. They, I feel like there was a real, we talk about the legacy of Trumpism, right, Nicole, and what happens if Trump is not reelected. I think the judiciary is an area where we will be feeling the effects of Trump long after he's no longer in office. But I also think what he has done culturally to this country is the after effects of that are going to be profound. And that militia really drives home that point. I mean, there is a subsection of the American electorate that has given up on the institutions and rule of law. They get their information from the dark corners of the web. They are living in a world of mendacity and misinformation. And how we as a country bring them back is an open question. And I will say they are obviously the far end of the spectrum, but that sense of paranoia has infected a large part of the Republican Party.
Well, and you write it it's not all on the dark side of the web. Some of it is in the light of day on Fox News. Let me read from your new piece in The Atlantic. Fox News' unique blend of xenophobia and division has always been popular and highly lucrative. But now, with the advent of COVID-19, the channel has become a marketplace for something considerably more poisonous, increasingly dystopian coverage of the country that provides fodder for radicals such as Hill and Wells to justify their apocalyptic visions. Today, Fox plays a significant role in stoking fear that it may be time for a second American Civil War. Good on you for saying it out loud, but I think a lot of people feel a lot of anxiety about what's been mainstreamed by Fox News, which is a lot easier to find than the dark corner of the webs. And the things coming out of these guys' mouths are the same theories about the election that you can hear at 8 o'clock any night on Fox.
Yeah, I asked them where they got their information from, and there is no doubt an excess of the kind of dark conspiracy information. A lot of it, I think, is amplified by Russia, but I'll let Pete weigh in on that. But they also cited, by name, Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity. And that, to me, was a major alarm bell, because while Fox is not necessarily openly trafficking in these theories that Joe Biden is part of a pedophile pizza ring, they are laying the foundation for a conspiracy-minded, paranoid worldview that is almost a gateway drug to this darker sort of fringe lunacy that these militias have embraced. And I think, at one point, they are also connecting the president of the United States, who, as you pointed out, would not refute the actions of the Proud Boys, who could not disavow QAnon in a town hall. He is subject to the same sort of toxic, poisonous information that the militias are. That the linkage between those two things is Fox News.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.